Thank you for tuning in to Good Day GA. We're your hosts, Thomas and Jennifer Stearns. And be sure to tune in every Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we give godly advice glorifying Jesus Christ. Please also remember to connect with us by going to wdrbmedia.com, click on the radio shows tab, and go to the Good Day GA page. Also, if you would like to be a guest on the show or want a free advertising, you can call us at 484-469-0116. Oh, and our Facebook page is The Stearns. So now, last week, we were talking about our journey to oneness. So we're going to go ahead and jump right back into our topic. Yeah. And, hon, where did we leave off last week?
Well, like you said, we talked about our past and how we were a cardinal Christian meeting a Jehovah's Witness.
That's right.
And we also talked about how we met and how we met online and all those great things. And, so the next phase of our relationship, I should say, is our courtship, which was a little different than what I normally do in my courtship, because I knew that we had to do something different to get
different results. Amen.
You know?
Amen. Now, if we could just backtrack for a minute when we talk about different results. So a lot of people sometimes when they meet us, they see, I'm not going to say the finished product because we're all still a work in progress, but they see where we are today. Now, we are actually this is our third marriage apiece.
What?
Okay. People are usually...
Not the first one.
Not the first
one. Not the second one.
Not the second one.
But you had 3 marriages?
Excuse me, you did too, mister.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes, we got it wrong a lot,
yes.
But this time we knew we wanted to do things completely differently, and we wanted to do things God's way, okay? Because He is the originator of marriage, and He knows what He's talking about. So, I think that was, when you talk about, like, even the word courtship is kind of old-fashioned.
It is.
You don't even hear that anymore. Nobody says a courtship.
It is. Courtship is an old-fashioned word, and we had to go back to the old-fashioned way of doing things in order for us to do it the right way.
That's right.
Because the newfangled way wasn't working.
It was not working for neither of us.
That's right. I mean, my second marriage, I got married within 6 months of meeting the young lady.
Wow.
All because, I'm trying to...
It was on that time clock.
Yeah.
It's like, we got to make it happen, Captain.
Right, because I was reaching 40 at that time.
Right.
And I'm like, man, I don't want to be no 40-year-old man and... single by myself,
I'm used to being married. Or a dog.
No, I had nothing.
Yeah, it was just you.
And my children they didn't live with me, so I was like, Lord, have mercy.
You had to do something.
I saw the first cute chick I saw, and I'm like, hey, let's get married,
Wow.
But
okay, that's a good reason to get married.
I learned.
Not.
Brother learned real quick.
Okay, so one thing we're going to talk about. Okay, people, so look, we have also a ministry. It is a great opportunity to talk about our marriage ministry.
Yes.
The name of our marriage ministry is called Building a Bulletproof Marriage.
Right.
Okay? It is possible in 2020 to have a bulletproof marriage.
Yes.
But let me tell you, the secret is it starts before you're married.
Exactly.
So this is one reason why we're going back in time, so to speak, and showing you the steps that we took intentionally. Because see, a lot of people get together and they say, we just want to see, what happens.
Yep.
We just want to ride this thing out. We just want to wing it. And guess what? You fall in love and you fall out of love, So there are some intentional things you can do to make it last. And now we're 10 years out and it's still lasted.
Amen.
And it's still good and we still going.
Amen. Amen.
All right.
One of the things is that we had to seek Christ individually, but also as a couple, and that's really, really important. When we first got together, it was important for us to be on the same page.
That's right.
And to fellowship in the same place. You know, I know a lot of people who, you know, their wives fellowship at one place and they fellowship at another place.
That's
and,
right.
you know, there's no unity in that marriage. So God told me to make sure that we fellowship together.
That's right.
You know, we find a home together. And we actually had 2 different churches in the beginning. Pastor Chuck's church, that was great time of learning how to come together. And then, you know, we went to another church after that. But it was very important for us to seek him individually and as a couple.
Yeah. Well, just to digress just a little bit, that was very difficult for me because as a Jehovah's Witness, we did not go to church, okay? We went to somewhere called the Kingdom Hall.
Right.
And so church was a bad place. We weren't supposed to go to church.
Yeah.
That's how I grew up thinking. But at this point in my life where I saw Mr. Goodbar over here, and I was like, wait, so the Kingdom Hall didn't work all this time. So I was ready and open. God knew the bait to send me, you know. So when you said, let's find a church together, now, if I would never have walked into a church by myself, I just wouldn't.
So they used to think church was a bad thing.
Oh yeah, church was. They said that was part of Babylon the Great. That was where basically the devil was.
And you go into a Kingdom Hall and they ain't got no windows.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty closed off.
That's like a jail.
And that's basically what it is.
And you gonna tell me church is bad? Huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
well, you know, they weren't all wrong. I mean, not every church is right.
Nope.
You know, but so yeah, I never would have walked into a church by myself. So when you said that, what ran through my, you know, I was carnal too now. What ran through my mind was, now, am I going to let this fine man walk up in a church by himself without me? With all them hungry sisters up in there? Oh, no. I will be going to church with you.
So in other words, you had some bad motives, huh?
I did, but you know what? God can take your bad motives and do something good with it, with the result.
Okay.
So yeah, my motives to go to church were not 100% good.
Right.
I was looking for God, but I was also looking to protect what we had. Okay.
Well, and talking about protecting what we had, my second point of our courtship is the pursuit of purity. Now, I know that was a little difficult for you.
Oh, yeah.
And it was difficult for me as well.
Hard for us to-
But, you know, we wanted to make sure that we were pure in front of God. And we wanted to just be what the Bible tells us to be. We wanted to be doers of the word and not just listeners of the word or hearers of the word.
Only. That's right. And you know what? That's not a popular message. Purity is not popular. And you know, because everybody's sleeping with everybody, you just come off real extra when you talk about, you know, I want us to practice celibacy.
Yes.
Exactly. it just went away. So when you came to me with that, I was like, are you serious? Like, I was really offended, because I'm like, so what you trying to tell me is that you don't want all of this? That's what you said. All of this. That's what you trying to tell me. That's all I heard. You know, because I had never, and I underline never, had a man tell me that before. You know, and it made me feel some kind of way. I'm not even gonna lie. I felt some kind of way. Like, okay, I know we talk about that at church, but you know, we grown.
Yeah.
We grown. We ain't got nobody looking over us. What are you talking about? This is the end of the day. You at my crib. What's going on? What's up? And you know, you were just, you stuck with that. Yeah. And it really, after I got over the initial like shock of it, right, I said, you know what? This dude is different. This dude is different.
Well, it was planned to be different. Yeah. Because, you know, I know that I didn't practice that same philosophy in my other 2 marriages. What was going on was, you know, I had to, come to grips with being celibate by myself.
That's right.
Before I even
speak on it, babe. Speak on it.
You know, because it wasn't about me doing this to you. It was about me doing this for me.
That's right.
You know, first and foremost, because I wanted to be able to look into the mirror and say, you know, I'm doing the right thing.
Right.
And,
so let me get this straight. So what you're saying is you had to learn how to practice purity by yourself before you could practice it with us.
Exactly.
So break that down. What's that mean?
It means what it says. It means that you gotta
be plain. Sometimes you gotta put it out there. Just let them know.
I just had to I had to be me. I had to live for God for my reasons.
That's right.
I couldn't do it for you, because if I did it for you and you pressed too hard, then we just gonna do what we gonna do.
Right.
And I didn't want to get to that point. I always wanted to be true to God. And then what that does, when I take that to you and we're now doing, we're not having sex.
Right.
It shows you that if I can be faithful to you, who I'm with all the time, then I can be faithful to you when I'm not with you. I wanted you to...
You need to say that again. You just need to say that again.
I wanted
Sisters, listen to this.
Right. I wanted you to have some security with me and my own person, that you know that I can control my own flesh.
That's right. That's right. That's big.
Yeah.
That is big, sisters, because sometimes we want to act shocked when our man steps off with somebody else, but were you ever practicing purity at all in your relationship? If he never had to control himself, what makes you think that he's going to control himself once he's in the relationship? That control starts before the relationship. So when he told me that day, I was like, what planet are you from right now? Because he was like, look, I need to learn how to practice purity with you so that once we get together, you won't ever have to worry about me stepping out on you.
Amen.
I was like,
Amen.
oh. Blown. I was like, I ain't never heard nobody say that before, but it was right from the heart of God. And then, look, you think that's something. Then he said, you was in your prayer closet a lot, wasn't you, honey?
Sure enough.
He said, what we're doing right now, we are actually building our past right now. We can put whatever we want into our past, because at one day we're going to be pouring into other marriages. So we can decide what our past looks like right now.
Exactly. We can write the past.
We can write the past.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what we did. That's exactly what we did. And that was totally opposite. Totally opposite. And this is how we know this is godly information. This didn't come from his mind. He's awesome, but he's not that smart. Okay, neither of us are that smart. That's godly wisdom. So it got me off of my flesh. Because I'm up here nursing my feelings. Like, what's wrong with me? Why don't you want to get with this? And he's like, baby girl, it's not about that. Number one, he had to break it down to me. He said, why do you think that's all you have to offer? I was like, you're right. Why am I leading with that? You know why? Because when you are plugged into the world's media, the world tells you it's all about what's on the outside. And God's message is completely different. It's all about what's on the inside. So this man, perhaps the first man since my daddy, was interested in getting to know me. Who I was on the inside. And that made such a big difference for me in our relationship.
Yeah. I mean, because it also helped me to understand who you were.
Yeah.
If we grew together, discovering one another.
That's right.
Because that way now I know who you are. Now you know who I am. And now it's not about the flesh. It's not about us having sex.
Because that flesh be messing stuff up.
Right, yeah.
Be messing stuff up. You start having sex, you start getting those soul ties, and that just clouds over everything. Oh, girl, he good. Yeah, but wait a minute. Don't he got a baby mama? Yeah, who care about that? That's okay. But girl, let me tell you, he can put it down. So that whole mentality, once you start coming together physically before you're ready, it clouds your judgment. So all those red flags that be popping up, you just be like, never mind. And you just want to get back to that good loving. But it's time for that in the future.
Exactly.
But you got to get to know each other first.
Yep. And knowing that, because we've already been married before.
Oh, yeah.
Knowing that we didn't want to have that situation come up later, because it always comes up later. It always comes up later on when, all right, now you married 1, 2, 3 years. Now, it's not about sex when you're married.
That's right.
After a while.
Yep.
It's about compatibility.
It's about friendship.
It's about the love that you said that you have.
Goals.
Yes.
It's about being, complimenting one another. All that sex stuff, yeah, it's still good, and you want to still make sure you have that, but it's not primary anymore. Oh, honey, this is getting deep.
Yeah.
Let's getting deep.
Let's take a minute.
We gotta take a minute, get some water.
Right. We'll be right back in just a few minutes.